Good morning again. This is my part 2, maybe part 3. I'm restoring a Grundig TK64 unit, and I just wanted to show you the power supply problem I had. As you can see, I replaced 2 capacitors. I've left this one here, don't need to get it out, but there was another one here that I did get out, and it was blowing the fuse constantly. So actually, I do have it here. This is what's left of it. I did open it up to have a look. Pretty dry, some stuff was coming out, but that actually wasn't the problem. It wasn't blowing the fuse. The one that was blowing the fuse is the one that looks perfectly good right up in there. And it was quite easy to figure that out, but to actually fix it was extremely challenging because of the fiddly nature of the wiring. So I basically had to keep the wiring close to where it originally was, and then just add extension leads for the new capacitors, which I've done. And you can see there's one set of extension leads here to this one, and from the back there's another set of extension leads that goes all the way up there, around there, and comes over to here. The challenge, of course, was where to put these capacitors, because they're pretty big compared to the older ones. They are 500 volt ones, as you can see, made in Germany, F&T. I didn't want to be opening this up again, so they were pretty good. But I did find a spot for it, and I will put the cover. There's a metal cover that goes over this, which it should fit nicely in because it's not protruding, as you can see. And I've tested it. The voltage is around 220, which is okay. It should make some noise. The schematic says 270, but as what happens is these rectifiers here, they become weak over time and they put out less voltage. If I wanted to bring the voltage up, I can replace that with 4 diodes in a resistor, and it'll bring it up to 270 again. But let's see if it actually can sing a bit. This is a 30 volt regulator as well, which was working fine, so no problem there. A lot of these caps in the power amp section, actually no, that's not the power amp, that's part of the tape. Power amp is all the way up here. It's quite a nice little unit, totally isolated. It's got the output transformers, it's got the valves, and it's basically a separate detachable unit. And there's one connector in the middle of it down there, which I disconnected to make sure it wasn't causing the fuses to blow. And then eventually traced it back to those, had to be the capacitor, the big filtering capacitors. So I could change a lot of the caps around. I could change those, lots and lots of them. But it's got enough power, it should make noise. And after that, let's see what else is needed. So thank you for that, and if you're going to restore one of these, change those 2 capacitors, but be prepared to do some open heart surgery. It's not easy.